Finally, we have received the brand new Respect series, 2 weeks in the making, GLXS Spawn Cherry. Also, mega restock on all things Daiwa. All the new products are in. Let's get into the drop. It's gonna be a big one again. All right, guys, so we didn't hit the 10,000 this week. We're very incrementally close. I think we're within 25. So this is your last chance to get in on that 10,000 subscriber giveaway. We're giving a brand new Daiwa Exist, one of the best, most badass spinning reels you can possibly. I mean, it's the most expensive one. That counts for something. Ultralight. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably know what an Exist is. So this is going to be your absolute last chance. I mean, math. If the math's mathin', we're over 10 next week. And thank you guys for getting us this far. Maybe I'll do a big spiel next week about the 10,000. Maybe I'll cry, we'll get some violinists in here and all that stuff. Now, if it's your first time, I am Travis. My official Instagram handle is @TacklePres on Instagram. You should go and give me a follow. I don't know why I just lagged there. If you like camera people who don't ever post any pictures at all, you can give Ashton a follow @QTR_46. He's the guy that always hangs out with me for these videos, and he's also done one before. Maybe, possibly, you're gonna do some more in the future?
I'm kind of the guy.
Well,
one of the guys.
We'll see. And then our official Instagram handle is @TacoBrosFishing. That's where you can find, like, we generally give some teasers on the new stuff coming out for the week, and then we have events coming up and stuff like that. So you'll find all that information mostly on our Instagram. We do a little bit of Facebook. I don't know why, man, Facebook's driving me nuts. Our Facebook still says PTBO Pro Tackle, which was our previous name if you've only been here for the Tackle Bros portion. I can't get them to change it, dude. Yeah. I've tried 18 times. Man, Zuck's got to pull up. It's craziness, man. So if you do find us on Facebook, it's actually @PTBO Pro Tackle. Still working on getting that change. I don't know what the protocol is. I don't know why they're being so stingy about it, but hopefully we'll get a change over eventually. This week we got a bunch of amazing stuff, man. So we officially can't fish anymore. We got a little 5-week break. Something that I want to ask you, would you be interested in seeing more multi-species content? We have the opportunity right now to go fish for walleye. I'm not the greatest walleye fisherman. Ashton, Chris, pretty much everybody else in the store but me is our great walleye fisherman. I catch big incidentals though.
You do?
I do catch giant incidentals. But you know, I kind of like to fish for muskie and bass primarily.
Yeah.
Now, we can also go fish for pike. I do love doing that early pike thing that me and you have done the last couple of years. So we'll probably do a video on that anyway. And if you're, curious about crappie fishing, Chris may be one of the best crappie fishermen I've ever met, super knowledgeable in it and catches absolute slabs. So if you are curious about seeing more multi-species content, leave a comment below on, the species you want to see, and then we could start mixing in some other stuff along with the bass. And I mean, we got a bit to wait for muskie still too, but let me know. It's something we've been talking a lot about in the shop. Because we kind of have this weird window where, technically we're allowed to fish a little bit from January 1st till May 10th, but January, February, March, most of April, we're pretty much way too cold, under ice, just not fun. So we get about, 3-week little gap where we can go fish for bass, and then we have to wait until the third Saturday in June to actually go do it. Maybe this is an opportunity for you guys to learn a little bit about other species. All that aside, we got a mega drop for you this week. I'm going to start off with the Respect series that should have been here 2 weeks ago, but it got rerouted to Vancouver. This is Respect, I believe, 76 GLXS Spawn Cherry. Now, this is a core color in some of the jerkbait lineup, but they've done it in a lot of stuff that they've never done it in. So this is GLXS Spawn Cherry. Now, this is a Karashi. I know you guys are probably very curious about it. As you can tell, it's a very faint pink color. It has a slight chartreuse hit on the bottom, and then you'll get this little, I don't even know what that is, man. It's like a scale pattern. Megabass primarily makes these for the Japanese market. That's why you'll end up seeing a lot of crossover with core colors that we already have, like the GLXS Spawn Cherry. Now, the great part about this is we get to see amazing colors sometimes that, maybe you've been fishing this and you're like, man, it'd be really cool to have that in Popmax. Well, that's where the Respect comes in, and you're gonna get one shot at getting some of your maybe already favorite jerkbait colors in some other baits. So this is a phenomenal clearwater bait. I fish this a lot for smallmouth. Smallmouth seem to love pink, and we fish a lot of clearwater for smallmouth, so it kind of goes together. I'll run through what it's available in, and then, yeah. So the jerkbaits you already know. I'm not gonna keep going over those. I mean, obviously 110s, +1s, all that type of stuff. We also got it in the Karashi this week, which is one of Megabass's hottest baits right now. Popmax, this is another one that a lot of you guys like to collect, but again, this is probably one of the best popping topwater baits there is. And then if you want the baby version, we also got the Baby Pop X in it. The Giant Dog X, which I actually really love to see. I love clear, like more translucent topwater baits.
Why is that?
Well, maybe caught my PB on a extremely translucent topwater bait, so not that one. We're gonna have the Shatting X R62. Live X Revenge. Love seeing it when they do it in the Live X Revenge. Again, another core, the Ito Shiner. This is a great jerkbait, man. I feel like it just gets overlooked. And then the iSlide 187R. This is the intermediate. Did it come in the...
Just that one.
Just in the intermediate. So if you guys are a fan of this color, or if you just, you know, like to collect all of the Respect stuff, check this guy out. Available now from Megabass. Also, quickly from Megabass, we got one additional color in the brand new Vision 110 SR. This is FA Ghosts CIU. So another fine art addition to that. And then we got some clear pouches back in. These are pretty dope, man. I generally pack stuff like this with just a bunch of soft plastics. You can put whatever you want in it. This one is probably not the most waterproof, but it says Megabass and it's a bag, and we like branded stuff. We're fishermen. That's just, we're kind of programmed that way. Now, this is dope, and I do own one of these, so I'm gonna open it up. If you bank fish, anything like that, fanny packs are incredible. I generally wear mine like kind of like this. That way it's just easy access to get to stuff. The Megabass one is, it's pretty nice. So you have a front zipper pocket there. You can put some stuff in, and then you can just throw some of your smaller type stuff in the big bag. There's a mesh pouch up in the front and then another small zipper on the inside. So just a great one if you're just jumping in a boat with a buddy for a little bit and you just want to bring a handful of stuff, or bank fishing. That's kind of where these live. They also have areas here where you can clip stuff to, and then you can also put like a little water bottle into this little stringy, what's it called? Paracord area. It's kind of like a paracord, right?
I don't think, no, because paracord isn't stretchy.
Not paracord, stretchy, ropey thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you can put whatever you want in there really, but probably like a water bottle. Some guys will put like one of those collapsible nets in it. Really cool product from Megabass. We haven't had them in a long time, so check those out now. And then also in Megabass, just a ton of restock. So we got a lot of their topwaters back, so a bunch of Popmaxes, Giant Dog X's, as well as in the Magdraft. So ton of the 6-inch Freestyles are back in stock. I think every color in the Freestyle and in the pre-rig 6-inch. And then all of the 8-inch Magdrafts are now back in stock. So if you're looking for any of that stuff, check it out. And then I also got a couple rods. 3 to be specific. Tequila Baccarat is back in stock. It's one of the sickest names of all time. BMG's doing out of these for a while. I love BMG's. Super versatile rod. I know it's, a lot of people think it's just a jig rod, but I actually use it for a lot of stuff. And then also, this has got to be it. This is one I think a lot of people have been waiting for, man.
Medusa.
Yeah, this is the Medusa. So Medusas are also back in stock this week in the Orochi X10 lineup. If you've been waiting for any of that stuff, check it out now. Should be good to go. Now, it's been a long time since we've had a cool restock from Evergreen. Now, the Shower Blow is probably the most popular. It is the most popular Evergreen bait. This week, a massive, massive restock in the SB 105s and in the 777s. If you're not familiar with the Shower Blow, I don't know why they call it SB. It's an Evergreen Shower Blow. This is a topwater walking spitting bait. So I'll take one out of the package here for you. It's a pencil popper, essentially. You can have a little bit of a cup mouth here. I don't know why this thing is so, like, it's a phenomenal topwater walking bait. We field so many calls and emails about this. I've been out of stock on them for like a year and a half. So one of our biggest restocks on these. Hopefully now they're gonna have a little bit more consistency. I'm gonna run through the colors just because it's been such a long time since we've had these, and it's a dope bait. So again, one of the best popping, walking, rattling, feather treble having.
I was literally gonna say the same thing.
I feel like we're doing like a wrestling introduction on it. In the 105 size and the 777, so I'll do both separately. They also come in a 125. We have a handful of colors in, but the 105 is really the size that everybody's after. The first one that I've been holding up here is Bleeding White. Ice Fish, it's a great one. Pink, one of my favorite colors. Clear, Full Metal, Classic Bone, American Shad, skeleton chartreuse, blueback herring, natural gill, black bone. I like that little bit of shininess in this one, man. I do like throwing black topwater baits. Emerald shiner, baby bass, and finally half mirror wakasagi. While we're on it, I'm just gonna do the 777s too. Neon wakasagi, again with the black shore, natural gill, bleeding white again, and finally skeleton chartreuse. So 77.7 millimeters, 105 millimeters. So if you've been looking or waiting for the Evergreen Shower Blow to be back in stock, finally, I think we have most of the colors, if not all. They're all back in stock now, so check those out online or come into the shop and see us, man. We can point you right in the right direction. Now, Evergreen has decided to bring over some of their Japan SKUs over to North America. Now, the Gezzy is something that we've had for a long time. I think they just did a couple more like natural like colors, like green pumpkin is an obvious one. The Gezzy's sick, man. It's sick to drop shot, it's sick to fish by itself, it's sick on a Ned rig. Like, we've been fishing this already. We've had these in stores for what, two-ish years now?
Yeah.
But yeah, tiny crawdad, and then...
Crawdad?
Yeah, tiny crawdad.
It's more like a cockroach.
It does look like a cockroach, man.
Yeah, what kind of crawdad looks like a bug, man?
Well, it's like green pumpkin with like a almost motor oil belly. And then green pumpkin, so I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Gezzy. We've had them, again, for a long time. 2 new colors in that. Let's talk Last Ace. Another thing that we've had in the shop for quite some time. We got 3 sizes in the Last Ace. 2 of them are new for us. So Last Ace 103. This is, I mean, I've watched you catch giants on the Last Ace.
Yes, you have.
Several times, and it's made me, I mean, I bought some of the, what size, the 120s that you were catching them on?
I caught them on the big daddies, yeah.
Yeah, so the 103 is probably a bit more of a, if you're getting into like strolling and stuff like that, the 103 is a good size to start. 103 millimeters, it's about 4 inches. You can rig it a bunch of different ways. You can throw it on a ball head. You can, I mean, I'm just gonna show you on the back. You can throw it on a ball head. You can throw it on like a wacky rig style. You can even Texas rig and swim it. So handful of colors in these, which I'll also run through. That first one is Natural Shad. That's a dope color. We got Neon Morocco, Almond Gold, Super Wakasagi, Baby Gill, finally White Clear. So that's in the 4-inch size. 75s. We have a ton of 75s. We've had these for years. Again, similar concept. You can also nose hook drop shot these. It's a great nose hook drop shot. They have those realistic eyes, which I look for in my nose hook drop shots. We got ice fish, reservoir fry, bait fish. I feel like we had that one before. Bait fish?
I think we did.
Yeah, we did a bait fish before. And finally, Koayu. And then in the micro department, we have the 45 millimeter.
Oh, let me zoom right in on these guys.
Yeah, get in there. We don't have a long enough lens. So these are the 45 millimeter size. That's like 2.5 inches, man.
There's 1.7, Doc.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually like math says that that's like 1.7. Pretty much all the same colors in this guy.
There's some cool ones though.
Cool. Okay, so I'll run through them.
Yeah.
Okay. Ashley wants me to run through them. We got Koayu. We got Natural Shad. Super Wakasagi. Is this one of the cool ones? Sparkling
That's
Wakasagi.
one of the cool ones. There's a really cool one in there though.
Is it because you like it?
Yeah.
Trick Shad. I already know which one it is. Is it Iris?
Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, the Iris is pretty cool. And then bait fish. This guy is gonna be more on like the micro side. So if you're, I mean, this is probably really good for crappie. These would be really good if you're drop shotting. I can't think of too many other applications for this.
Baby bass. Like if you're fishing for small bass.
Tiny bass?
Yeah, if you're fishing for like little baby bass, like
If
eighth
you're-
under a pound.
Yeah,
Some
an
people
eighth
like
of a
that.
pound.
Yeah.
If you're fishing for bait.
Yeah, basically.
Check those out from Evergreen. Last week we had a massive ISSEI new products and restock. I forgot a couple things. So this week I'm going to show you guys the GC Minnow MR from ISSEI. Now, this is more designed, first off, it says MR. It's about 2 to 3 foot diameter. So not ultra deep. Has a bit more of a flat profile, which is gonna help it cut through the water as opposed to push it. So more of a tight, more finesse-y style of action. We only got a handful of colors, probably the better colors in the bunch. This is definitely a spinning jerkbait. It's only 6 grams, so 6 grams, 75 millimeters. It's not very big. I'll run through the colors for you guys very quickly. 2 of them are see-through, which I'll do those first, but they also have more of like a matte coating over them, which I really like. This one is gonna be clear Wakasagi. So you can see that matte coating that I'm talking about. Sometimes it's nice to not have so much flash in the water. Reservoir bait. We have Wakasagi and Hasugo. So if you're into smaller jerkbaits, as I am, check those out from ISSEI. Again, about a 3-foot diver, so not as deep as mid-running would suggest, but still a dope one nonetheless. It cuts through the water beautifully and has such a tight action. If you slow retrieve this one, actually, it really does a good job at kind of wobbling and rolling. So a couple different ways you can fish it. Again, probably more spinning gear though. Ryugi. So something that we're constantly sold out of is these big stock bags. Now, I talk about these pretty much every time they come in because every time they come in, they sell out. So I'm going to continue to do so until they sort of hang around for a bit. These stock bags are phenomenal, man. If you're a co-angler, if you're, you film a lot of stuff, we use one of these exclusively for all of our film gear. They hold 6 of these item bags. So you can fill each one of these, put it inside of this, and you got everything in there. It is phenomenal storage. If you're going with a friend and you need to bring like a decent amount of stuff, doesn't take up too much room in the actual boat. We have this green one here, and then we have the black one. Only a handful, and I only get a handful at a time just because shipping cost on these. We have to do something a little bit different to get them over here, so it's usually like a very small amount of them that come in. Come with a shoulder strap. It's a whole nine. Like I'm doing it, man. So the actual box is like a hard-ish sided rubber plastic type coating. And then it's just a big empty bin. So you take this, you put 6 of these guys in here, and all your gear is with you, man. It is literally probably the best like co-angler storage. Again, we use this a ton for like all of our GoPros, all of our like extra cables and batteries and stuff. Real easy one to bring everything you want with you. So check the stock bag out from Ryugi, as well as the item bags. They're all back in stock now. And then the stock bags, we got all 3 colors, the white, the green, and the black are all back in stock. Big week for Ryugi storage.
Big week.
Okay, I talked to you guys last week about the medium-sized R-Tanks. This is the XL one. So if you want to put a ton of different stuff in it, or like you're very particular with, you want to have, cylinder style drop shot weights and round style drop shot weights and teardrop style drop shot weights, all of that can go in here, and then you can put all your different drop shot hooks on one side. I generally use these, like if you just want to have a finesse box, do an XL. You can probably do all of your wacky rigging stuff, all your drop shot stuff, even some Ned stuff, like if you want to have one little finesse hook and weight thing, the XL is a good size. I got 2 colors for you right now. These have how many different compartments, man? So many, like this one has a ton of different compartments. There's little slots you can take out. I got 2 colors in the green and black right now. And then also the black in the large size, so just a little bit smaller. And then in the free ones. So these are ones where you can put, let's say you have some swim baits or something that you like to bring with you, and you just got a handful and they're already in the package and you just want to store a bunch of stuff in. I actually would use one of this size probably to keep like your paperwork for your boat in. I mean, it seems a little bit excessive, but that's me personally, just that way it's not getting wrecked. So a completely open R-Tank, you can do whatever you want in it. There's no dividers. It's completely open, fully waterproof, dope little one, and they only come in this color. It's like a see-through green. Okay, this week we had a massive restock from Nishine Lure Works. Now, we've shown you most of this stuff, so I'm just gonna highlight some of the key items that are back in stock. And then, like I said, pretty much every color, every size, everything, like every crankbait is back in stock. The Eries, this is like my 1A, 1B, the 95 MD in specific is like my accompaniment to that 110+1. So if you guys have been looking for like a great little alternative jerkbait that, guys are throwing them, but I wouldn't, obviously not as much as the Megabass. This is a phenomenal jerkbait to take a look at. They also make it in a shallow running. So if you're in a little bit skinnier water, I like that MD. I feel like the action's slightly different, but it's still, it's still amazing. And then the 115 MDs and the 115 SDs, those are all back in stock as well. I keep grabbing this color and I don't even mean to, man. This is one of the best smelty colors that I've ever seen. This is Ghost Smelt in specific. Orochi is phenomenal at painting colors. All the colors are matted out for the most part. It almost looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Depths 250. It almost looks like there's a skin over top of the actual of the actual body of the bait. Now, you're gonna notice with the 115s, they come with a little outer weight on it. You can tune this, and any jerk bait really, but specifically the Nishine ones, you can tune these to have either a sinking, a suspend, or a floating, and then you can adjust that any which way you want. There's a little outer weight on that. You can cut it as you want. You can add more. It's just something that they do a lot with a lot of their baits, is try to build in multiple functions with stuff. And this is obviously no exception. Let's go over their prop baits. This is the Baby Abino S. So this is the sinking model. This is essentially a spy bait. You're gonna get that little blade on the bottom. All the colors in this guy are back in stock, as well as the Baby Abino 70F. Now, this is a really unique downsized topwater bait. It comes out of the package just as you're gonna see. It's gonna have a little prop on the front, but if you want this to be a popper, you can remove that little blade. It comes with a little popper lip on the inside of the package there. And you can turn this into like a spitting style. You can also take the blade off if you want. Endless customization. They also make a large size of the Abino, which we have all back in stock. And then you're gonna see, like with this one, you get a secondary different size of blade. It also comes with the outer weight, so you can adjust how high float or sink you want stuff. One of the things that I love about this brand in particular is, again, that adjustability in most of the baits. And then in the Chippawa series, this is probably one of their most popular line of baits, which is their crankbaits. Everything is back in stock, from the extra deep diving. So this is that, you know, 14 to 16 foot diving crankbait. And one thing you're gonna notice a lot with the Nishine stuff is, like this one in particular, both of them 2.4 inch size. This is the XDD, this is the D, and then we have the regular Chippawa, which is silent, and then we have the Chippawa blade, and all the bodies stay consistently the same size. The bill gets a little bit bigger, so if you're in love with the size of it already, or any of the colors, which again, like I could constantly gravitate to this guy. The BPB chartreuse is another phenomenal one. Any of the Smelt stuff, like, and then if you're in an area where they throw that red stuff, he's also got all the red craws and the brown craws. One of the best full line of colors in any brand, and there's like not a million of them. They're just like, again, the right color, something I was talking about last week. I really love brands that hone in on, you know, the perfect colors and then just focus on creating more baits rather than more colors. And then all the way down to the babies. So we got the RBs and the DDs in the baby Chippawa DDs. If you get one with a blade, you can take the blade off if you're not a huge fan of it. I personally, if I buy one with a blade, I pretty much fish it with a blade. Just adds a little bit of flash, helps this thing wobble like crazy. And then you can adjust your depth based on what size of bill you want to get. So if you're a fan of the series, you can just have the full size range in the series and the bodies stay all the same size. So the Chippawa series is a real special one from Nishine Lure Works. We also got his lipless crankbaits all in both the heavyweight and the standard. So lipless were pretty on fire this early season. A lot of guys were telling me this is a super slim down. It's almost like a lipless blade bait style. You got a couple different points that you can connect the bait to. Just another dope one, 75 mils. The heavyweight is 24 grams, and I believe the regular one is about 18 grams. So check all those out. And then, you know, this is my go-to swim bait head. If I'm throwing pretty much K-Tech, like I throw a lot of easy shiners on this. They match up well. That little inset hook keeper works phenomenal with these guys. All the SmeltHeads are back in. And then we also got the SmeltHead Plus. So these are only available in larger sizes, 3/4, 1 ounce, and 1.5 ounces. 3 different colors. You have the blue back herring color. You also have Smelt, and finally pearl white. So it's an underspin essentially, but a larger underspin. So you guys jigging vertically for lake trout, this is an option for you. Bass, 3/4 is okay. The other two are probably a little bit crazy. If you're, you know, a walleye guy, you can see where these apply. Again, it's one of the most popular heads. It sits vertically and you get a blade. So check these out from Nishine Lure Works. This is our most popular head in the entire shop, and it's never gonna, I don't think it's ever gonna change, dude.
No, it's electric.
Like, it's so good. So check those out. A bunch of the terminal stuff is all showed up. So the DS hooks that you're gonna tie a snell knot with that are really unique. A lot of guys have fallen in love with these. We also got the trailer keepers on this one. The Nishine Namazu are back in stock, both sizes, pretty much every color. This is a catfish imitating bait. You can also fish it just like a Simcoe, man. That's how we end up fishing it a lot of the times, is just treating it like a sort of emo style Simcoe. So it's very heavy salted. It sinks down very good. These are a wildly underutilized bait, man. Namazu catfish back in stock. And then their awesome drop shot bait. This is the drop shot minnow. Go watch the video. That's all I'm gonna say. Go watch the video on the action on these things. It's wild. 2 different sizes, 2.5 and then 3.4 inch. Only good colors again. So if you've been looking for anything Nishine Lure Works, we got pretty much everything back in stock for you guys. From Great Lakes Finesse, we have one new product for you guys this week. Probably something that should have been out for a little while from them, basing off the name. So this is the GLF Marabou jig. Now, if you guys want to get a full, 100% understanding from the horse's mouth, we actually did a video maybe 2 months ago now with Dan Miguel. We break this whole thing down for you guys, so I think I'm just gonna run through the colors. Marabou jig, it's got a nice little keeper on there. If I can see, there you go. Yeah, you can see it. It's worth putting a little chunk of plastic on there. I mean, we've been doing this up here forever now. They've pretty much only done good colors. If you only have one, always take black. Always bet on black when it comes to Marabou jigs. They're, 89.9% of the time, that's probably what I'm throwing.
Yep.
So 2 different weights, 1/8 and 3/32. I throw 3/32. 1/8 to me is just a little bit too heavy. This is an ultra finesse. So we're talking, super long 7'6" plus rods. Like if you want like the GLF one, it's 7'10". Medium light to light, preferably on the lighter side for me. I know some guys like to do it with a little bit heavier rods. And then, 5-6 pound test. So this is about as finesse as it gets. Colors: brown, orange, black, olive, brown, and then black olive. Like I said, you could just live in the black ones, or you can mix it up a little bit. Periodically, I'll throw that olive. Most of the time it's black. So if you guys been looking for a new type of Marabou jig, maybe you're sick of tying your own, because that's what I feel like most guys do. These are made with a amazing gammy hook, which is something that's the biggest key to these, in my opinion, is the quality of the Marabou and then the hook. So check these out from GLF in stores now. Well, in stores and online. Why do I just keep, why do I sound like a cheesy car salesman? Available in store, available online. You gotta stop me from doing that, man.
I like cars.
All right, let's get into the very long Daiwa segment. I'm gonna start with some storage options that they've recently come out with. One of them, I'm gonna start with my favorite. So, we're always looking for storage boxes. A really good way to store hooks. And I know there's some options out there that go into like little foam slits. I've had bad experiences with the foam slits. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you get water into those foam slits and you leave it through the winter time when you don't use your stuff,
they rust.
I've had some rusty hooks. This solves all that. So this is the Daiwa small shallow universal box. And then it also comes with this like tackle system. These are rubberized, man. These are going to allow you to put all of your swim bait heads, like you can see this here, organized into a perfect little weather sealed, like this is completely waterproof. And like, I'm shaking it, that guy ain't moving. This for me is a huge deal. I always struggle to store, like I have, I don't know, hundreds of this little SmeltHead. And then I have some other heads as well. Like I throw a lot of the Okashira head, you guys see. This is gonna convert all of my Okashira and SmeltHead stuff over to these boxes. I wasn't really a huge fan of the foam slit ones. I used to be, yep. And then I had a bad experience. So this one should solve all those problems. It's rubber, so it's not gonna absorb any water. If you get water in here, you can just wipe it out, and please do, because water sitting on hooks, we already know the problem. And it just, you just slot your little hook in there. It holds it perfectly in these little rubber grabber thingies. You fit about 1 million in here, which is great. They're staggered. So you're gonna have this head sitting here like this, and then you can literally put one right here to sit on this one. So you can fit a lot into this little guy. So this is a 3500 size box. This is a 3600 size box. This is the Daiwa box. So a little bit smaller than the 3600, but again, it's specifically designed for one thing, and it's gonna do it well. So check this one out. We didn't get a ton of them. I've already ordered more because I'm in love with it. So check this guy out from Daiwa. And then in that same size range, we also got the deep version and then a regular version. So this is more like a standards like depth. And then you're also gonna have the thick daddy. So check out those boxes. Don't sleep on this one. Additionally, if you like to travel with your reels, this is a pretty cool little bag. This is a Daiwa reel storage solution. So if you're ever packing up your rods and you take all your reels off, this is a really good option for that. Not too much to be said about it. It kind of does what it's supposed to do. Comes with a little strap in there so you can kind of shoulder this if you want. That's also new from Daiwa. And then it looks like it's broken, but they ship weird. So they ship flat down so you can store them a lot easier. It's just another little waterproof, kind of similar to that Ryugi one I showed you guys earlier, but just smaller. So again, you can just pack this full of stuff. You can put little bags in here. You can put 3700s in here, whatever you want. Fully waterproof, just like a soft rubber with a little Daiwa Feel Alive hit on the front there. This is a pretty cool bag. I like that it stores like this. So when you're not using it, it's kind of out of the way. Lastly, we have the smaller size in the Presso wallet, and this is gonna segue me into the next product that we have. So essentially, you're gonna take these little trout spoons, and they kind of just go into this little bit of foam here, and then you hang them, you got a little divider, so you can just fit a handful, clip it onto your belt. I got 2 different colors in them. That's what it looks like when you get all the trout stuff on there. Perfect, man. I got the orange one. This will have like an orange face on it. And then I got the black one with the orange Presso hit. Those are now in stock. And then if you need something to put inside of those Presso wallets, we've decided to bring in the Presso Rave 2 series, which are a little bit bigger than the previous ones that we had. Now, I'm not gonna pretend to be a spoon expert. I think these are fine spoons. I've been told they're fine spoons. I'm gonna become a trout expert though in this next coming year. So
yes, we are.
You better strap in, buddy. I'm gonna run through the colors, 3 different sizes. So 2.2 grams, 2.8 grams, and then these ones are the 3.5 grams. Just a handful of colors in each. This one is white Yamame, looks great. Mocha Magic.
Ooh.
I like that one, dude.
Yeah.
That one has a little bit of a glitter on it. Kid Cudi, Day and Night. Snow Glow, Matte Lime Yellow, Marigold, and then Pink Yamame. So we're gonna continue to keep expanding, you know, our trout supplies. This is just a little drop in the bucket. Okay, so Daiwa this week, beyond just some of that new stuff, we also have new rods and reels, which I'm gonna get to. Everything should be back in stock. You're looking for Steezes, you're looking for Tatula XTs, you're looking for
Zillions?
Zillions are all back in stock. You're looking for Elites, anything Daiwa pretty much is back in stock. Rod and reels, everything. I believe it's one of the largest Daiwa orders we ever got. Now, that being said, we got some new products in from Daiwa, which I'm really excited to show you guys. So I'm gonna start in the reel categories. I got a handful for you. I'm gonna start off with the brand new Daiwa Kage SV TW 150. Thankfully they changed the name, but the color of the box stays the same, buddy. We're never gonna be able to find these guys. But this is a dope reel. So first thing you're gonna notice is the styling is beautiful. I love these coated cork handles that they do. They used to do these on some of the Kage spinning stuff.
Yes.
It's almost like it's almost like a SLP type of handle if you've ever like held one of those SLP rubber gripped cork ones.
Yes.
Feels very similar, which would make sense. Daiwa owns SLP. So it's just a cool little, you know, if you're a real nerd, you're gonna like this. I like it. I think it's
I like it too.
Yeah. They went with a more shadowy, design. So it's very stealthy. It looks great. Couple little hits of red. And then for the technology, basically they've packed in an SV spool, which is their most versatile spool, let's say. So it's good at casting small stuff. You're good at casting big stuff. Bunch of different gear ratios. Has the hyper drag, has the digi gears. I can go on and on. Obviously the T-wing system that you guys are all familiar with Daiwa about. We only got a handful in right now, and I think we only got in right hands in like 1 or 2 sizes. So these will keep trickling in, but this is your first look in the shop at it. We've had a ton of requests to bring it in, which we obviously were anyways, but new in from Daiwa, this is the Kage SV TW. Back to Tatulas. Tatula T-wing 150 and 200. But these are the LCs, which are the long cast spools. So generally with 100 or 150 and 200 size, you're throwing a little bit bigger baits, or you're cranking, or something where you need to get a lot of line out. Now, if you're cranking, that long cast is gonna be super beneficial to you to get that crankbait far away from the bait, as well as if you're throwing like bigger swim baits. Like I know a lot of guys like to use the 200 to throw bigger spin baits. So they've been completely redesigned, all their newest tech, all that stuff that I listed off basically last time. I know it doesn't really mean a whole lot to anybody, but it does feel better. If I compare it to the 150s and the 200s that I've used in the past, like I have 200s, these do feel a lot better. They're also like a matte black finish, which I like how things look and it matters to me. But performance-wise, you're gonna love it. That long cast spool is super sick, man. We've been able to use these for, I don't know, a little bit now. The long cast spool absolutely makes a difference. So if you've been waiting for the new 200s and the new 150s, all of them are in stock now. I think that's it for new reels for right now. Let's look at rods now because we got a ton of them. All are gonna be new. This is the Ardito travel rod. Really cool little compact case, man. This is like borderline fit in your pocket.
That compact. Oh shit.
I couldn't do it as far because we got things over there, but. So we're gonna have two different models in this. Essentially, it is a collapsible travel. This one's spinning. Okay, so first thing I wanna go over is the case design. I think they did a phenomenal job, man. So this is the case. It's very small. Like, what would you say? 18 inches?
Yeah.
18, 20 inches. The whole rod fits in here. Up here, they have double foamed the top to keep the guides and that tip end, which is, you know, relatively sensitive, locked in under this foam. Super happy to see that. And then you're also gonna have these little Velcro things so you can Velcro them in. Two different models. So the first one is, this is how small it looks, man. Like I might just get one of these to have in my car.
Yeah, super cool.
This is a 6'10" casting rod. So you just keep extending this out. All the eyelets lock into place. So once you get it kind of extended, you slide the eyelet down and it just locks into place just like that. Like I can't move it. It'll just spin around. And then when you need to move it, you just slide it up a little bit and then everything collapses down into this amazingly small little compact design. So that's the casting. It's a 6'10" medium. And then the spinning. You want to guess the specs on this one?
6'10" medium.
6'10" medium. So no matter what you guys need, that's probably like a really good all around rod for like, if you're just traveling with one rod. Yeah, I think they did a great job. Two different travel rod options, collapsible. They get very, very small. Cool one to just have in your car if you're going somewhere and you might run into some fish. This is another dope one to have. Check out the Ardito travel rod now in from that. Also, we got in the new Power Scope rods from Daiwa. So mid-strolling has, you know, really taken over a good portion of fishing. Daiwa has designed this line of rods specifically for mid-strolling. So you're gonna have a decent amount of tip. They actually make a casting model if you're curious about doing it with casting. I'll list off the models for you. Again, this is specifically designed for mid-strolling. Okay, so first we have the Power Scope rod. This is a 7-foot heavy fast action rod. So again, these are designed for mid-strolling. These have a really nice grip on them. They're fairly light. I mean, they should be light. They're usually pretty small rods. This next one is a 6'5" medium light. This is the mid-strolling Power Plus. This would probably be, I mean, looking at them all, this would probably be my go-to one. These are priced fairly competitively. So if you don't want to go with one of those ultra high-end Raid rods or some of the other ones we have, like the depths ones, this is a good place to start. Okay, and then we have the Power Spin. This is the 6'8" medium heavy model. I actually really like the grips on these. They've kind of cut back the cork at the top. Obviously, I love cork. So you can kind of get your finger onto the blank a little bit. This is the micro lures. So this is a 6-foot ultralight. So very, very whippy tip. This is probably the only one with a solid tip. So this is a solid tip model. And lastly, we have the vertical versatile. So this is a 6'4" light. So if you're getting into mid-strolling or you're been in mid-strolling and you haven't really found a rod that you've landed on, this is a good option. Again, not overly expensive. It's not a low-end rod by any means, but it's one that I think you'll be able to find a model in the lineup that's gonna fit in with the style of mid-strolling that you're doing, because now mid-strolling is breaking into subcategories and it's getting out of control. And I mean, I like it though. I like new stuff. Also from Daiwa, we finally got in, ooh, low ceilings. The brand new Daiwa Tatula. Why don't you zoom in on that beautiful
Spiderweb?
Spiderweb, dude. Spider-Man. Pretty much all spinning and pretty much all casting around. Now, one thing I love about this line in particular, cork handle. So if you're a fan of cork like I am, this is a great line to get in. Pretty affordable. Now, the biggest difference in this one, two-part. They've gone with an SVS SVF graphite, which has essentially made this, I don't know the exact percentage, but they feel much lighter. It allows them to use a lot less resin when they're designing the actual rod and assembling everything. They've also done the cross X45 stuff that they do in a lot of their other reels, and then this reel seat. Now, I like to nerd out about stuff like this. This reel seat looks great. So it's, I don't know how to explain it. It just has more of a, like a JDM styling. It feels great in the hand. All the regular Tatula models that were in the previous gen have moved over to this one. We got all the spinning. I got a casting sitting right here as well, just to show you guys that reel seat. So, you know, very similar styling, but like it's nice. It's low profile, it's sleek, and then all the good models are back in. You get like a little Tatula, well, not Tatula, you get like a little spider web wrap down here in that like bottom, I don't know, 8th section. Yeah, I think they're dope rods. So if you guys have been waiting for the new 2025 Daiwa Tatula bass rods, all of them should pretty much be in stock. This is where I say tournament level rods start at in Daiwa. Agreed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is completely.
They feel good.
It feels really good, man.
Really good.
Like I'm excited. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and switch any of my like super high end stuff, but like if I was, you know, starting tournament fishing, or if I was like starting to take fishing seriously in any form or facet, this is a great one to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, for my musky brethren, we unite. Daiwa, in my opinion, has not always done the greatest musky rods until now. So I always felt like they were just like a little bit underpowered. Like when I felt them, I was like, I could see this being like a swim bait rod, but they just seem to almost never go heavy enough. And if you're a musky guy, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. They have done a lineup of Prorex Stein rods. Now this is gonna come over from their European line of, like, you know, in Europe,
all you can really fish for is big pike.
yeah, like, but the pike are giant.
Massive.
Like they're musky sized pike over there, and they get super fat, man. So I'm gonna have to show this in 2 parts because they are all gonna be 2-piece. Now, oh, I hate 2-piece rods. It's ferruled at the handle. You're never gonna notice it. Like if I have rods that I've had ferruled at the handle that I've not taken apart in like 10 years. So once you get it in there, you're not gonna notice it. Essentially, the blank is connected right into this. Now, you're gonna get a beautiful message on the butt end of this saying "Seek your monster." But I do really like this EVA sort of spiral wrapped grip. This is something that comes over from a lot of the swim bait rods. I think they did a great job on that. The styling is cool. It's sticking with that little bit of purple in the Prorex line. With the rod, you're actually gonna get a usable
cool.
rod sleeve. Like that's huge in itself.
That's innovation.
Yeah, like I don't know why we put rods in those rod bags. You can't use them. 3 different models. So this one right here is a 9/8 double extra heavy. So like big proper size. You can see how big this rod is, man. Like this is a stick, you know, like it's a stick, man. So more proper musky powered rods in this lineup. I'm really excited about these, man. This is a higher end rod. Yeah, I'm gonna just assemble.
This rod makes me want to try musky fishing.
Yeah, I think this is a dope rod, man. Like, I think they actually were like, yeah, let's talk to the European guys who fish for the big ones. So there's the rod kind of assembled. I'm never gonna get this thing fully in the frame because it's almost 10 foot. You guys looking for straw dogs? If you're like an OG musky guy and you're looking for like the big, like 10 foot, is it called a straw dog? I think it's called a straw dog, the 10-foot one from St. Croix. This is the closest you're gonna get, man, because you can't ship 10-foot rods. I don't know. I think this is a dope rod collection from Daiwa. And like I said, you're never probably gonna take this off once you put it on. And they come with a cool rod sleeve. And they only got good sizes. So that first one I just said was a 9/8 double extra heavy. Can't even move these suckers around. We're also gonna have a 9'8" heavy. Like no one makes 9'8" rods, dude.
Super sick.
And then a 9/8 extra heavy. So all 3 models that we have right now are all 9'8", heavy, extra heavy, double extra heavy. Dope rod from Daiwa. If you're like a serious musky guy, come in and get your hands on these, man. I guarantee You will like the feeling of them. I can say stuff like this because I am an OG musky guy. So
Man, and we can now ship these rods.
and we can ship them.
That's crazy.
Look at that. So normally we can only ship rods up to 8 foot because the handle is about 2-ish plus feet. That would bring those guys down below 8 foot, which would means these are able to be shipped. So check out that new Steinline from Daiwa. If you guys have any questions about this rod in specific, feel free to reach out to me. Dope rod, you're gonna enjoy it. All right, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for us this week. Something I wanna remind you guys, on May 31st, we're gonna have our 5-year anniversary in-store event on a Saturday. It's gonna be an indoor-outdoor event, so we're gonna have some vendors outside just, you know, showing, talking to you about products, and then you're welcome to come in. There's gonna be food, there's gonna be possibly some entertainment. It's gonna be a really cool event, so looking forward to meeting a bunch of you guys that, you know, either we haven't met before or some of you guys that come in all the time. Come on down on the Saturday. Should be pretty fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, all of us are gonna be here, so cool little event, man. We don't do a crazy amount of events, but I think this is a cool time for you guys to maybe come down. We're pretty well stocked up. Like, we're getting more and more and more stuff every week, so the store is gonna be probably one of the fullest it's gonna be all year, and it's just gonna be a good time to hang out with everybody, talk fishing for as long as you want, man.
Oh yeah.
So come down to that, and then next week we will announce our 10K giveaway, and then yeah, we'll do all that stuff. So thanks for hanging out this week, man. Tons of great stuff to look at. Again, any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. We'll get to it, or shoot me a message on Instagram, whatever way is easier for you. So thanks for watching this week. I'll see you guys later.